What's your name?
Mojo Myst.
Okay, yeah.
Artist name? My actual name, Felipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vado io?
Sì.
Siamo on.
In English, 'cause,
Yeah. Don't worry. We don't speak Spanish, so yeah.
A little bit.
So we're here in Live Europe with Mojo Myst or Mojo Myst. Mojo Myst. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, sorry, I have to do this because only one microphone is working. Are you excited for tonight?
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
First time playing in Milan, so
Okay.
it's nice to.
First time in Italy or?
No. I have a lot of Italian friends, and I love this
okay.
country, so I've been here a couple of times, but playing an actual show is the first time.
First time. And where have you been in Italy?
Roma, all over Toscana, also in the south a bit.
Okay, so it's the first time
Sicilia, yeah.
Okay, nice. So, your last project is called the Mr. Blue, yeah? And listening to it, very nice project. Your project is about mental health and how, like, art can be a very vital tool to work on mental health and this. And do you want to tell us about your project and the concept about Mr. Blue?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so Mr. Blue is this character that I believe we all have inside. Call it Mr., Mrs. Blue, whatever you want to call it. And it's basically this part of ourselves that connects with the difficult parts of life, you know, with our anxiety, with our depression. And the whole concept behind this character, the artwork is done underwater. And I found that when you're in these states, when you really become friends with your Mr. Blue and try to understand what he's come here to tell you, what he's gonna teach you about yourself, that's where you can find beauty in a state where you feel like you're drowning. So that's kind of the representation of water, you know, you can't breathe, but once you stay still and try to not avoid your emotions and allow yourself to feel and understand why you're having these experiences, you can find a lot of beauty in it. So I think that there's this juxtaposition in the album where maybe a lot of the lyrics touch more of the mental health side and can be a bit more sad, but the mood and the vibe kind of tries to give it the contrary. So
We
yeah.
can hear from the project.
I'm glad.
And is the visual part an essential part for your project to communicate this Mr. Blue character?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for Mr. Blue, it's like I have 3 albums already, but Mr. Blue is like the one that I took the most time to think about the visual concept. Doing the shooting for the album was one of the funnest things I've ever done. We built a living room inside a pool, and it was a whole logistic. It was very difficult, but at the end of the day, I was really happy with the outcome. Yeah, and it was very interesting because at that time I made these pictures around 2023, 2024, and like 6 months after I did the pictures, I saw that the Marias and Billie Eilish released their album, both of them, and they did underwater stuff, and I was like, at the beginning it was a bit hard, you know, because I was like, I came up with all this concept, and blah, and now I'm seeing like that it's even kind of trendy and by artists that are huge, you know. But it was very interesting at that moment to think more of some words that I've heard of Rick Rubin. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's a famous producer, and he talks about the collective consciousness in a way, and how artists make music through their antennas. And it was very interesting to me to realize, like, maybe there's different people in the world that are also like grasping into this idea and into this concept and trying to do it underwater. And it was beautiful to, instead of seeing it like, I'm competing against this huge artist that did kind of the same concept that I did in the artwork, or like, we're connected in a certain concept, you know. And I think that's what music is about, and art, and yeah. So.
That's great.
Mhm.
Very beautiful concept. Why, Badu?
One question: is a reference the blue of blues music? The blues artists they sing about they are feeling blue. Okay, did you think about this thing, or is that coincidence?
Yeah, specifically of the genre blues, no. But I think it always comes from the same place, you know. The color blue has been metaphorically used as the color of sadness and everything, you know. So it goes along the same lines, but I wasn't like influenced by blues in that sense. Yeah.
And in your project, there's two collaborations with two female artists. And do you like to collaborate? And how is the process of collaboration in your music?
Yeah, I love to collaborate, and I love working with a female artist too. I think my voice goes well with a female voice too, so it's a good compliment. And well, for this one, the process was mostly because I know them personally. It was just more of sending them the music and then listen to them and giving them some space in the verse for them to write their own thing. But yeah, sometimes because of budget and this kind of things, you know, I wish it would be different. I wish I could have like Mokina that lives in Portugal to come to my studio and we record together. But nowadays you have to figure out how to do it. So it was more done by distance, and in that sense, like, you know, I give her the song, and then I tell her what the song is about, and then we come up with something together maybe, and then they record their part.
Because it could be difficult. The other singer is from Ecuador.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. So kind of long way. And you're Spanish, right?
I am originally from Ecuador. Like I was born.
Ah, okay, 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 okay.
I live in Spain.
From how long are you living in?
2 years.
Oh, 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I forget to do the switch. And how did you decide to sing in English in your latest projects?
Well, I've always expected that question because it's kind of something that I had to think a lot about in terms of why I do it, and not necessarily being from a English-speaking country. And the thing that I can say is I think that at this point I'm trying to make a statement that where you're born is not the only thing that defines your identity. It's something that I really believe in, especially nowadays that we live in such a globalized world. I grew up speaking English since I was 4 years old, like every single day in school. I learned music in English. I did everything in English every single day, and English just became a very natural way for me to write music. And at a certain point I hit this wall, you know, because I was like writing music in English, but I'm Latin, and it was like a weird thing. I didn't know how people would perceive it, but I realized like, okay, look, this is part of my actual identity, and I don't believe that just my blood should tell everyone like what I should do, you know? So at this point, I guess it's for two reasons: to kind of make that statement and make people realize that I think nowadays to have a better world with everything that's happening, I think that we have to question a bit and challenge a bit the idea of identity, in order to understand that, you know, you can be more, you can be inspired by other cultures, and that in one sense. And the other sense, I just see language as a color, with I write. When I write lyrics in Spanish, it's like a different part of me comes, you know, and also the way that I phrase certain words or say certain things, the tone of my voice changes. So at a certain point I was just like, you know, let's just explore this. And yeah, I'd also like to collaborate in the future with people that speak French and Portuguese, and kind of give it a different vibe as well.
And would you like to do to continue to do even songs in Spanish, or right now English is your way and it's part of your identity, as you said, but would you like to explore again in maybe a future project in Spanish?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also a weird one though, because I feel so much more comfortable with English. But actually, like my day-to-day language is Spanish. The way that I communicate with everyone is in Spanish. But yeah, I'm not close to it. Of course, I'll try to do it. But I'm already writing a new album, and it's like I hear everything, and I'm like, oh, I'm writing everything in English again. It's just the way that it comes naturally to me. But I'm also gonna try to see how I can fit maybe like a Spanglish vibe into some of the songs. Yeah.
doesn't have to be forced the process. So if it's natural for you to write in English, it's okay, I think. No. And what have you prepared for tonight? Like your live? Are you playing some instruments? What can we expect?
So I'm playing a solo show. Unfortunately, there was not enough budget to come with a full band, but still, my show is it has sequences and me playing guitar and synthesizer. So I try to put, a big vibe even if I'm alone. So it's the vibe that I do also in my albums, like changing instruments between, making it a bit dynamic, and yeah, I'm just singing. That's it.
And you produce your music, and I would like to ask you, how do you think music external, thinking about prod, singing, mixing sometimes, and how do you approach the music?
Well, I think that everything that you mentioned right now are just tools and skills that you must learn from the very technical side of things, knowing your DAW, knowing your instruments, knowing all the engineering side, which is one of my favorite things. Like, I'm obsessed with microphones and preamps and guitar pedals and all this kind of stuff. And yeah. And then the other side, which is more the production side, I guess it's a relationship with yourself, of getting to know how to stay creative and go into this mindset of creativity, that at the end of the day, it's not gonna come out if you don't have live experiences. So it's basically the combination of these tools that I'm mentioning with, go outside in the world and live some things, so that then you can come back and talk about something. It's something that for me is essential. I guess I'm a very conceptual artist all the time, so everything that I write has to do with something that I went through. Like, I'm not necessarily writing like, I want to do, sell this song for this and just like kind of make up a vibe. No, it's more like, okay, I went through this, so now I come with these tools, and at a certain point, those tools just sort of become secondary in a sense. They just help you to be able to put the song into something tangible.
It's something to those tools give you the flow for create something, I think, and is this one the approach? Because if you play and you are alone, maybe you can. It's immersive. You and music. Is this your approach and your flow?
Yeah, I mean, it's also always more fun to do music with people. I mean, I wouldn't say it's more fun. It's a different process, Sometimes when you're with someone, that there's always going to be somebody that knows way more than you about something, So when I'm sitting with a killer bass player or a killer guitar player better than me, it's like something else comes to the table. But also when I'm alone, the process becomes very intimate, and I don't know, you are more connected to your thoughts in that moment, with that silence, so something different comes out. So I guess it's just what setting am I gonna put myself in order to explore,
And what is the future holding for you? So are you touring around Europe? Are you playing around? So
well, right now I'm gonna play a show here in December in Barcelona. I don't have anything planned in terms of live shows next year, but something that I am starting to look into. But I am writing new music for the next album, and well, shout out to Nuda, that's my record label, that they're from Italy and Paris. So yeah, with them we're releasing an album in the future, and yeah, just writing music and trying to collaborate with more people, and that's it, Yeah.
last question. Our web radio is called Train Day. Have you ever seen the movie? Training Day.
No.
Okay, this movie it came out around 2001, and there's Denzel Washington, that it's ahead of the narcotics. Okay, and Ethan Hawke does his first day with him. Okay. very strange things happen, very not legal stuff. So for us, training day, it's a moment or something that you've experienced, or a period of time that made you realize something, or you learned something, you had a switch in yourself. So for you, what's your training day? Not only your job, but in your life.
Yeah, I guess that's a big one. I think the whole experience that I had writing the album Mr. Blue, it flipped my life completely upside down. I went through a very rough depression for around 2 years. I didn't leave my house for like 3 months at the beginning, and I developed a lot of fears. And it was a moment in my life where I went to the therapy, and I really started understanding psychology in a deeper level, and what it does to you chemically, I would say. So I started looking at myself from a different perspective and accepting a lot of things that perhaps I wasn't really aware that were going on inside of me, you know. So it was kind of this huge change in my late 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, towards becoming an adult, that really I think I wouldn't change those years for anything, because they were really rough, but at the same time they made me like who I am today. And I think it's where I've grown the most in my I'm gonna be 30 very soon. Okay. So in my 30 years of life, it has been in those 2 years, I think, the biggest step up, you know. This was also after COVID, so yeah, like not after COVID, mid COVID, towards the end. And at the beginning of COVID, I had an amazing time. But at a certain point, there were a lot of things that hit me, and I was like, okay, I need to pay attention to this, because, you know, if you don't, then you end up in a worse situation, you know. Yeah.
Were you in Ecuador when COVID? Yeah. Okay. Well, I think this is like a nice way. You did Mr. Blue because you lived this experience. So I think you made it out in a good way. I hope. And so we are very excited to see you tonight, and good luck for everything, and nice to meet you, and thank you so much.